I'm your hostess with the mostest, Fun Time Shelly, and you're joining me in another edition of Twitterpated. So what are we waiting for? Let's get things started. Up first we have @DrewIsTheDo, one of my members on ShellyMartinez.org. Thank you very much. He wants to know, who would do a romantic comedy with who, and who would your leading man be? Now, that's what the tweet said, and I'm guessing what you wanted to ask me because we all do typos. No big deal, no stress. But I think you're asking me if I would be interested in doing a romantic comedy and who would be my leading man. Well, duh, of course I would. Not only do I think I was born to be on E! Channel, but I also think I was kind of meant for Lifetime too. I know a lot of boys out there probably hate that, but, you know, they throw some romantic comedies on there. And there'd be one man, and one man only, who would be my leading man. Yes, I think you would all agree with Mr. Johnny Depp. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, yes. Who better? He has it all, after all. Next we have @DNow514. Ever been to Cincinnati? If so, did you like it here? You know, I actually did go to Cincinnati. I performed there when I was Ariel, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, anyone, but I do believe that is where I tried to debut as Paul Burchell's wench. And, you know, it was one of those things where I just went up to Vince McMahon at the time. Aaron the Admiral Stevens was having a feud with him at OVW TV. And Beth Phoenix and I were his valets. And I was, like, supposed to be so psycho for Paul Burchell. And so I went up to Vince McMahon and I said, "Hi, my name's Shelly Martinez. I am at OVW. I'm under contract. This is what's going on at OVW TV. I'd like to try it out here. I see it's kind of like missing a little extra something to make him pirate. And I am exactly that witch to fill that void." And he gave us a shot. Of course they didn't go with it, but I'm pretty sure that was in Cincinnati. So you get 2 thumbs up to me. Next we have @KellyMartinez16. One Martinez to another. Hi Shelly, when you were in the WWE and you played Ariel, a vampire, did you like vampires? If so, I have a book request for you. Okay, well the answer is yes. Ever since I was a little girl, I was totally drawn to, you know, Bela Lugosi and Nosferatu, and more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, let's not water down The Lost Boys. That's where vampires took over my heart and soul when I saw The Lost Boys. So yes, I always loved it. It was something I was always drawn to. And even going back to the Munsters, like Grandpa Munster's is my favorite Munster, besides Lily, and she's his daughter, and she's so pretty. But as a whole, I love Grandpa Munster the most, and he's a vampire. Up next, we have @DNow514. Would you ever go back to TNA? That's a question I get asked often, and I would love to go back. I had so much fun there. You know, at WWE, I learned so much. That was my dream, and I did make it come true. But at TNA, I just had so much fun because I was able to see what was really BS in this business, and, you know, just taking your job serious and being on time and doing 110%. That's what you got to do. Then have fun, relax, and I did at TNA. I missed my buddies there. I missed my little, like, routines I had. It was just an amazing time, and I would love to go back. And now we have @Mally But Thug. Mally But Thug.
Duh, isn't that Malibu Thug?
What's the best and memorable adventure you and your sister have been on? That's a really interesting question. Oh, you stumped me right here on Twitterpated. I would just say what we've been going through for the last, like, couple years, to be honest with you, not to sound like, you know, generic or anything, but, like, seriously, like, we both have gone through such a transitional period, and this week's the Martinez Girls episode that's going to be on ShellyMartinez.org is showing, like, a piece of that, what my life was before here, being in Hollywood, and it kind of feels like it's interesting because that life wasn't too long ago, but yet this life seems so much more normal and, like, in the now, and, like, trying to live in the moment. So I would just say this journey that we've been having and documenting, and you can find it on ShellyMartinez.org. @CMP095 says, Are you actively involved with wrestling? You know, a lot of people ask me that question because I did break up with wrestling, but I used my words carefully. As I said in that video, I had said that, you know, a lot of people say retired and blah, 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 and I didn't want to do that unless I meant it. So I'm going to use the words, so I'm getting flustered right now because I really meant it. Breaking up with. I had to break up with wrestling. I had to go find myself. And then Billy Corgan asks me to be in his video. Then I started rethinking a lot of different things. And that's when I realized this is my comeback match. This is my return match after my little hiatus. So yes, I am still active in wrestling. At Wrestling Ramblin' says, what's Twitterpated? Let me tell you, some of you may not know because maybe you're a new follower. I'm trying to do this new thing that I can post fun little video clips here on YouTube, on the YouTube channel, LuchaGal909. And just really have fun, interact with my fans. I know a lot of people ask me kind of the same questions or sometimes interesting questions. So I figured, let's make it fun, let's make it exciting, let's get Twitterpated. So why not post, let's get Twitterpated on Twitter, ask me your questions, I'll answer them on YouTube for all of you fine people. At Elaine LaFiera, I hope I got that right, says, do you ever visit Divadercom? I do. I love Diva Dirt. I support Diva Dirt. But I have to say, my main source of wrestling news, or news as you may have it, is definitely Raja.com. At FrogStamp99 says, who is your favorite diva and knockout to wrestle against? That's really interesting because I've definitely worked with a lot of really radical people. However, I would go ahead and say, knockout-wise, Alyssa Flash did give me the best match of my career on the Smashing Pumpkins shoot. However, continually working, whether it was before TNA or during TNA, is the one dirty bitch, ODB. I have so much fun with her. She's one of my BFFs, and we really bring that to the matches. From OVW times to TNA times, it didn't matter, man. We were having a good time. But I would say WWE, Beth Phoenix. You know, there's some girls there I love and I work well with, but Beth Phoenix and I had this whole thing in OVW where we were together and then we broke up. So there was really that cool, like, meshing of being partners and being able to be opponents. And I think we really did a good job. So as far as divas goes, I'm going to go ahead and say Beth Phoenix. At Robbie1, ta-da, says, one more recent, you had a group chat with Val. So how did you two become friends? Well, it's really interesting. Val was so young. I think she was like 14 or something like that. And I was just a couple years in on the independents here in SoCal, and I went to a UPW show, which for all those people out there, you know Bassman, UP-Dub, 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 UP-Dub. Anyways, so that's how I met her, and we just clicked, and we always kept in touch, and we always try to always connect with each other, and I love her so much. I'm so excited to do this new series where every month we're going to do a video Skype chat and a theme. Next one's going to be in September, and it's back to school where we're going to be the schoolgirls. At Kyle Manon, sorry, says, what's your favorite thing about summer? I love summer. I love the warm weather because I get very cold very often. I would say my favorite thing about summer is just being with good people and a really fun, relaxing, yet woohoo, fun time atmosphere. That's my fave. Go again, double trouble. Roddy1 says, here we go, Shelly. What is the most prized piece that you own in your wrestling career? Having an action figure's pretty cool. But I would have to say, and maybe it seems silly to you guys, but when I did my little shoot for High Spots, there's pictures of me looking kind of vampy, and I have these black roses. Well, those black roses are actually roses that I kind of took. I don't know if I stole, but I took them from WWE when I did my coffin shoot, which some of you may be familiar with. And it meant a lot to me because I kind of felt like I was like the bottom of the totem pole, so no one really cared what I had to say. And one day I kept bringing up, because I got like in the ends with like the prop people. They were really cool guys. I love those guys. Oh my gosh, I love them. And I told them, wouldn't it be cool if I did a shoot in a coffin? And then the next TV they did, and I was really impressed. I was like, oh my gosh, they actually did it right on. So I own the roses still from that, and that's what's on that High Spots cover. At Elaine LaFiera, I hope I'm saying this right, correct me if I'm wrong, says, what's your opinion on the Divas division in WWE right now? Well, I really can't give a good response to that because I just haven't watched it in so long. Like, so long. I can't even tell you the last time. You know the last time I saw WWE? Besides, I had to watch CM Punk's thing on YouTube, so I saw that. But the last time I saw WWE's product is when WWE was in town a couple years back, and I went to go see Santino Marella because he and I, FYI, used to be roommates. We lived in a house full of wrestlers. He was one of them, and he's my really good bud. So that's the last time, and that was a couple years back, so I'm sorry. I don't have a good answer for you, but yay, you've been Twitter-pated. Last, certainly not least, we have at Ulonzo. How was it being Ariel with Karen Thorne when you were in the WWE? I loved it. I loved it so much that it came so natural. However, because I definitely let negative energy kind of get to me, my own fault, taking the blame, I allowed it to get to me, I allowed it to happen. I kind of thought I sucked during that time, but when I rewatch stuff now, I'm like, dang, I remember it was so effortless to like be that way. And one thing that's been brought up to me a lot is when I gave Joey Styles that little lap dance, because it was a goof. I remember, I can't remember who said it, because it's kind of like just a voice when I was in the gorilla position, and somebody said, Ariel, make sure you give Joey a lap dance. I said, okay. And I thought, oh, it's a goof. Yay, I love to be part of fun and laugh. So, yeah, I said laugh. For the people that are going to pick me apart, yeah, I said laugh. Laughing! There! You got it? Anywho, so I can't for the life of me remember who that person was, but I didn't. And to this day, like, people bring that up so often, especially, like, the last, like, year or so. And so it's been really interesting to me that, like, it was so effortless to me, and I thought I wasn't even doing a good job because I was, like, looked at as the low gal on the totem pole. Man, I just had so much fun, even though that distraction was there. So that's how it was being there. Well, thank all of you guys for submitting your questions, and you got Twitter-pated. Make sure you keep following me on Twitter so you know the next time where you can get Twitter-pated yourself if you were left out. After all, who likes to get left out? Nobody puts baby on the corner. Until next time, I'm Shelly Martinez, and you've been Twitter-pated. Hola! You like that? That was actually an outtake from when I tried to start this from the beginning. And when I went, hola, I knocked over my glass of vino.